Fascinating, isn't it, Bev? This array of front pages across the media, all aligned from left to right. The Guardian, the Daily Mail, even towing the line. Interesting. The Sun front page, actually, if we can get it up. Nailed and jailed. Naming and shaming some of the thugs who were involved in rioting this week. One got a 3-year jail term for punching a cop during violence in Southport. Excellent, swift justice within a day or two, banged up. The question begs then, why are those people caught on CCTV at Manchester Airport some weeks ago? Do you remember that incident? Smashing police officers in the face, breaking a young officer's nose into pieces. Why are they still on bail doing press conferences, playing the victim, saying that they're going to sue the hell out of Greater Manchester Police? If we can deal with people this quickly, white, working class, far-right thugs in jail for 3 years within days, why can't that be sorted out?
The old British state is crumbling as a new, much darker police state begins assuming power. Britain's government is taking full advantage of the protests and has announced that it is considering tightening regulations around social media, which translation means that they are for damn sure tightening regulations on social media. They will use the full force of the power of their government to coerce social media platforms to censor speech, or I suspect those that refuse to fall in line will be banned from the country outright. Just a guess, but I'm betting I'm not far off here. Now, Reuters posted about this morning, about 5 hours ago, and here is what they said on the matter. Reuters writes, UK revisits social media regulation after far-right riots. The British government is considering changes to the Online Safety Act designed to regulate social media companies following a week of racist rioting driven by false information online. Well, that's one way to put it, I suppose. The act, passed in October but not set to be enforced until early next year, allows the government to fine social media companies up to 10% of global turnover if they are found in breach. At present, companies would only face a fine if they fail to police illegal content, such as incitements to violence or hate speech. Proposed changes could see Ofcom sanction companies if they allow legal but harmful content, such as misinformation, to flourish. Now, Britain's recently elected Labour government inherited the legislation from the Conservatives, who spent many months tweaking the bill in an attempt to balance the right to free speech with concerns over online harms. On Friday, pollster YouGov published a survey of more than 2,000 adults, which found 2/3, or 66%, believe social media companies should be held responsible for posts inciting criminal behavior. A further 70% of respondents said social media companies were not strongly regulated enough, and 71% said they did not do enough to counter misinformation while the riots were ongoing. Cabinet Officer Minister Nick Simmons said on Friday that the government would revisit the law's framework. He said, "There are obviously aspects of the Online Safety Act that haven't come into effect yet. We stand ready to make changes if necessary, and oh boy, will they make those changes, mark my words." Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, told The Guardian on Thursday that the Online Safety Act needed to be amended in the wake of the riots. He said, "I think what the government should do very quickly is check if it is fit for purpose. I think it's not fit for purpose," he told the newspaper. Boy, you guys are really falling hard and fast into corporate fascism. Yikes. Make no mistake, the government is making its moves to go full police state here. The slaughter of little children by the son of a Rwanda immigrant was the opportunity that they've been waiting for. Think about how quickly they are prosecuting and convicting protesters. And yet they managed to wait days to release the name of the subject, Axel Rudakabuna, who slaughtered the little children. They waited until after the riots began to do so. At any time, they could have released this information to the public, but they didn't. And thanks in large part to this vacuum of information left by the government, there was nothing but time for speculation to take hold. And even now, we still don't know a lot about this Axel Rudakabuna guy. When and where was he radicalized? Why did he go to slaughter little children? The government doesn't seem too keen on explaining this to the public, and I suspect we'll never get the full answer now. No, the shift seems to have gone entirely to censoring its public, once and for all. The reality is the killing of these little children, regardless of the immigration status or whether or not young Axel was radicalized by Islam or not, is irrelevant to why people were protesting in the first place. It was a match to a giant stockpile of fuel. People were already angry over years and years of broken promises to stem the tide of mass migration to their country. of these so-called asylum seekers. The government is ignoring its citizens, and they are marching headlong into a future that bodes ill for the native citizens of Great Britain. Night is falling on this country, and I expect the situation to get a lot more dire as the weeks and months move forward. Rest assured, we'll continue to update you on what happens across the pond. From the To Be Frank show, I am Adrian. Thanks for watching, my friends. I'll see you all in the next video.